What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. And this is where we at here. So we got Lauren, the lawyer, in the broadcast room. And you know what I'm saying? I do follow her on TikTok. If you don't, go follow her, things like that. Seriously. She's a lawyer out of Texas, things like that. So she's engaged in family law. She's a family law attorney. So, you know what I'm saying? She represents both men and women, family law situations, things like that. So she's going to explain the situation to where at this point right here, she's representing a man in the particular situation. So we're going to go here now. We're going to see what's going on. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
Job too easy. I just got out of a custody hearing that I won in basically 10 minutes. And I was able to achieve this all because of just one sentence. One sentence stated by the child's mother. Well, Lauren, what's going on? I thought you never asked. I'm representing a father in a custody case. The couple used to be together, not together anymore. Once they broke up, they had a court order put in place. The child lived with mom. Dad has his visitation rights. Note that I was not the attorney on the original custody case. So a year or so goes by after that original case, and dad hires me because he's saying that mom is infringing on his rights as a father. She's not following the order, she's not letting him see his child. And since, in his words, she's alienating the child from him, that is not in the child's best interest. It is in the child's best interest for the child to have both parents in their life. So he's trying to tell the court the child should be with me because I wouldn't do this to the mother. She'll be able to be involved. The child should be with me, and
Right.
she can't make good decisions.
And that's the thing too. You know what I'm saying? Most men that are level-headed in the mind, they want to see the equalness in the situation. You know what I'm saying? When women get bitter and stuff like that, and we try to sit around here and blame it on, well, women have these emotions and things like that. You know what I'm saying? But see, this is the issue right here. We need to stop worrying about these emotions. As a grown woman, you need to get yourself in check.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
You need to check yourself. People out here in the world, we're tired of, this, well, I'm a woman and I have these emotions and things like that. And, this should be valid and stuff like that. No, it's not going to be valid when you're destroying things. It's not going to be valid when you're fucking up kids' lives. It's not going to be valid anymore when you're sitting around here making sure that you're some semi-terrorist out here. This is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And as an adult, you need to get yourself in order. You need to get your mind in order, stuff like that. You want to be respected as an adult and things like that because, this and that, woo the woo, but you can't control your emotions. And society has been allowing a lot of women to just run rampant out here without controlling their emotions.
Also, fun fact, dad moved out of state after the breakup. They don't live very far apart, maybe like a 5-hour drive, but important fact that child lives in Texas with mom, dad doesn't. So after we filed the case, mom is starting to act right again because she knows we're heading to court. So dad has been seeing the child. Well, during the visitation, dad finds an air tag in the child's shoe. He gets rid of it. Also, please note that it is Texas law that if there is a pending family law case, no matter if that's divorce, custody, etc., you cannot track a child or party while that case is pending. Don't
let that sink in. You cannot track a child or a party when the case is pending. See, and this is the thing right here. This is wild. This is wild. So whatever went down with their relationship and things like that, obviously, they had enough with trust or whatever you want to call it to sleep with each other and make a child. But at this point right now, she's some type of way, and of course he's some type of way and things like that with the situation. And yeah, it's like, okay, I don't trust him to be around my child. How you not trusting to be around your child, but you allowed him into your body? Like, I don't.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
This is the things that we're not understanding here. When women talk out the side of their neck, say, well, yeah, I had a child with this man, but I don't trust him, and so I don't want him around my child and stuff like that. You don't want him around the child that both of you slept together and made. What are you talking about? This makes no logical sense. You know what I'm saying? We're sick of the emotional games out here. And this is what's being talked about. This is what's being presented and things like that. And nowadays, the system and stuff like that is starting to reallocate itself. It's starting to, you know, say move a different way and things like that. And women are going to be facing a lot of different scenarios out here that they're not prepared for in the 21st century because they're being so used to being coddled.
Shoot the messenger. I'm here putting y'all up on game for free. There's a lot of laws in Texas that people don't agree with. Blame your legislators. They create the laws. Get out and vote. Well, mom goes to check the location of the AirTag and she realizes the AirTag has been disabled. It's off. And this is the one sentence that mom said that allowed me so effortlessly to win my hearing. She sends dad's a voice text and says if he does not her brother to come pow him. And there's going to be some slow singing and flower bringing.
The ninja shit. There we go. So obviously, you know, he had a baby with a woman that, you know, possibly would have brothers that are willing to crash out. Yeah, you men out there, you definitely got to watch, you know, who you're having children with. Definitely if you have children with an ignorant chick and she has, of course, if she's ignorant, she grew up and her siblings are ignorant too. If she has a brother that's willing to crash out like that, you know what I'm saying, knowing that 9 times out of 10 she's in the wrong and he's still willing to crash out for her, he's not a damn man out here. He's not a damn man. He don't care. And if he has children by a chick of the same mental dimensions, you know what I'm saying, he definitely a crash out dummy. Most women are choosing these crash out dummies to even have babies by. But in this particular case, it is what it is at this fact. She chose a dude that she felt like he was, you know, weak enough to where she could, you know, threaten him and tell him that she gonna call her brother and put her brother on him. Yeah, that's what that is. She felt like, you know, her child's father was such a weak of an individual that she threatened him and was like, I'm gonna get my brother and I'm finna tell my brother to come down and handle you. He gonna pow and make fireworks around you.
What
And
the French toast is there to think about?
this is crazy. This how the weak she thought of the man that she slept with and had a baby by, that she was willing to basically put a hit out on her child's father. This is how ignorant this shit is. We got to really think this shit through. This is how ignorant some of these people are out here. This is crazy. You willing to delete your own child's bloodline? How foolish is this? Disgusting. Jesus, man.
So here I am in court, just bring on in my little portable speaker, cut it up to the max volume, and just like that, a simple play button, and the hearing was over. The judge looked at her after giving her some very choice words.
I
told
bet he
her she
did.
might want to go pack her child's bag so that the child doesn't have to start completely over from scratch because he will be moving in with dad. Now, this is probably one of the worst days of her life, and it didn't help that she didn't have a great attorney because there is no way in hell I would have had that be my client and that happen because I gave her lawyer the recording. If roles were reversed and I was representing mom and he was representing dad, the moment I would have heard that recording, I would have done a settlement offer and be like, you know, let's work this out. Let's come together because I wouldn't have wanted what just happened to happen. Now, look, you've lost your child. I don't want to see this happen to any of my followers. I love all 800,000 plus of you if you're watching on TikTok. I don't want this to be you. So what did we learn from this? Drop down in the comments and let me know. And
We definitely learned that at the end of the damn day, you know what I'm saying, some of these women out here are going to be losing their children in the future. Real talk. This is it. Hey, it is what it is here. It is what it is. This is crazy. Let's see. I think her attorney intentionally let her go to court because he knew the child should be with the dad. Hey, listen, look, I think that too. You know what I'm saying? Even though Lauren said, you know, as her attorney, technically she would have tried to maneuver a different way. But listen, look, I think that of course, she had a male attorney, so he was probably thinking logical, low key behind the scenes. And yes, when you a dirty individual, some of these attorneys will let your ass get locked up, real talk, because they know you foul out here in these streets.
So what the French toast
Real
is
talk,
gonna
man.
think about?
Real talk. Definitely, if you a real foul person, man, please, they know you belong in jail. Now, I'm not saying they won't, that they gonna have to put up a little tiny fight because they are, defending you, and it's their job. But listen, look, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he should have came to some type of deal with that woman and tried to, make certain things, a little bit better. Let's see. Let the father see their kids as long as he isn't abusive. Let's see. Let him see his kids. I definitely agree with that. Okay. See, let's see. I learned not to live in Texas. Okay, that's some chick talking outside of her neck. It's crazy. Let's see. She messed up in the first place by not following the order. I was raised by my father, so I'm a strong advocate for the fact that not all dads are bad and not all moms are great. Too many court systems favor mom, even if they are a terrorist mother. I definitely agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And I think the days are over, for that, slowly but surely. And I think eventually the court system is going to turn and stuff like that, and it's going to, kind of balance itself out to a degree. A lot of these, the lawyers like her that are defending and stuff like that, really seeking the truth and things like that. And I guarantee there are other lawyers out there like that, and there are judges too that are starting to see the egregious things that a lot of women are doing out here and using the system and been gaming the system. This has been going on for 30, 40 years with this child support system, and things like that. And a lot of these new age lawyers, they're getting tired of it, what I'm saying? Because regardless of what, they're still going to make money, period, because there's still going to be cases to where they can make money off of it. It just is what it is. But I think it's coming to a point to where, when some of these judges and lawyers and stuff like that see something that's just like super egregious, it's just totally like way out the block. And, these women are just way just too dangerous to allow them to have the children. I think they're going to start giving the children to the fathers. Definitely if they see that the father is a much more stable, decent individual, and he's actually meaning well by the child and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to start, making a little bit of change here, because certain situations like this have to happen. It's time out for the egregious things to keep going. It's time out for a lot of these, welfare queens and stuff like that, what they used to be called, when I was growing up, to keep, keeping these children, and they're just living off these children and stuff like that, and not raising children properly because they don't care. All they're doing is just living life and trying to, have fun and whatever they want to do. But yeah, though, it is what it is, though. Shout out to Lauren. She defended that man very well. She was on point with her job. So, it just is what it is at this point. And, and another thing too, like, I did a broadcast recently on a mother that, she caught charges for her son's crimes. And it's on my page. She called charges for her son's crimes. And I think this is going to start happening too. And this was in, what's it? Utica. I think Utica, New York, or something like that, maybe. But she called charges for her son's crimes. And her son was out there doing all types of crazy stuff out at 1 o'clock in the morning, robbing people, committing all types of serious felonies now. And I think it's going to come to a point where, and if those charges that they are trying to charge now, of course, they're trying to charge her and they're trying to give her a misdemeanor charge for her son's crimes. But the fact of the picture is that they're actually charging her you know, for allowing her son to commit these heinous crimes, even if it's a misdemeanor. The thing of this is, like I said on the broadcast when I did that, is that if this goes on the books, that a parent can be charged for their underage minors crimes. This is going to be unprecedented. This is going to be something new, and it's going to be a true situation for these single parent households where these mothers are raising these boys and these daughters that go out, commit crimes and stuff like that. And, you know what I'm saying, these parents can actually be charged for their children's crimes. It's going to get serious out here.
What the French toast is there to think about?
It's going to get very serious. Real talk. Like I said, I did my broadcast on that on my channel, things like that. Go back and look at it. You know what I'm saying? For real though, it's on my channel. And yes, man, I think that if they really convict this woman, which I think they're going to do, even if it's a misdemeanor, you know, on the part of what her son did, to charge her with her son's crimes or neglect or whatever. I think if this goes on the books, and this is how things work in the justice system, if that goes on the books, that they actually was able to charge a parent, you know, somewhat with their children, their underage children's crimes, that's going to spread across America. So any other children that commit a crime and stuff like that, while they're still a minor under their parents' roof, I think they're going to be able to charge them people with it by using this case in Utica. Real talk. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.